few things I stopped doing when I streamlined our life to save some money and just really just simplify is I stopped doing tablescapes. It was expensive. It took a lot of time, and I had to store all of the different things for the table display, and most of the time my family didn't sit there anyways. So, I mean, there's certain times for that if you're having a garden party or a celebration, but I stopped doing it for content, and I just stopped holding on to all of those different pieces. I streamlined our dishes to just white dishes, unless it's Christmas. That's the only time that I'll bring it, do something a little bit more festive. But I stopped buying all the party supplies and the paper cups and all of that kind of stuff. I just stopped buying that. I also stopped doing a ton of seasonal decorating other than Christmas. I used to have like 40 pumpkins. I used to have like tons of bunnies and Easter things, and now it's just going to be simple. I might do something really, a little display for the kids' room or something really cute this year. But for the most part, I've streamlined all of that, and that helps. You're not storing stuff. Like if you're buying those big plastic bunny topiaries, you got to store it in your garage or somewhere. And it's just, in my opinion, a waste of money. It's just cheap manufactured junk. It's also allowed me to save so much time, because the time that I would spend storing stuff or taking the seasonal stuff down is like, it takes like a week just to transition from one season to the next. And you're so focused on organizing and packing stuff away to move on to the next season that you realize you're not really taking care of your health or doing things that are worth it, like that are worthy of your time. So the only seasonal that I go all the way out, I allow myself to just really flourish in, is Christmas. That's the one time that I kind of remove the barriers and the bounds of what has to be, and I let the creative juices flow, and I have some fun, and my kids love it, and we all give ourselves that season. We do it for like 3 months of just fun. But Easter and Valentine's and 4th of July and Halloween, for fall I only do fall leaves. I just keep it so simple. And especially from January to June, when you simplify your space, you have time for other things, like building a business or teaching your kids something new. Like 2 out of my 3 kids right now, all my kids are under the age of 14. 2 out of 3 have their own businesses. My daughter sells coloring books on Amazon, and my son has a monetized YouTube channel that he's had for the past 2 years from building Legos on YouTube. So I'm teaching them business. We homeschool, but there's time for that then, and you're not consumed with your house and with just moving stuff around and decorating and seasonal stuff and just adding all this unnecessary nonsense. And when you clear the clutter, you can think clear. Your space, if it's overly cluttered, even if you're not focused on it, it does breed anxiety. And it does for kids too. If they have too many toys or too many choices or too many colors in their room, there's too much stimulation for them, it breeds a lot of anxiety for them. They don't want to be in there. So this is why the reel that I did of my daughter's room, somebody asked me, like, are you going to add anything else? Like right now, there's nothing on their walls. I'm not in a hurry to add anything unless it's the right pieces. We slowly incorporate things in now, and I've learned to really enjoy blank space instead of filled space. And I'm teaching my kids that, to hold off for what you want instead of just impulse buying something to fill up a spot. A lot of people tell me that they don't have time to work out. I mean, even if you did 10 minutes of walking a day, maybe it's cold out, go up and down your stairs, go around your house. You could use just about anything in your home to start exercising in. But if your home is a place that is telling you, hey, sit, let's have some chips and eat some soda or drink some soda and watch some TV, and your home's like, oh, there's too much to do, I don't know where to start. It's like beckoning you in to just lay around and be lazy and all of that. And it's not telling you, hey, let's get moving. This is why music in the home is so important. If you want to change your atmosphere or your environment, put some upbeat music on. Put something that's going to bring some life and some, pep in your step and get you going. If you calming music at night but upbeat during the day, will really help get you going. So from January to around June, this is where what I do is I split things into 2 different seasons. I've talked about this before. So January to June, I keep it super simple. I bring in a little bit more freshness, some pops of color, some flowers. I bring the heavy layers in around July to the rest of the year. That's when I'll start making it cozy. But for this time of the year, it's all about being vibrant and focusing on health, wellness, getting out of debt, spending quality time with your family, but being active in that. It's not really a time for like home body season unless you want to have a home body, if you know what I'm saying. So it's a time to really like get going and bloom and be vibrant and really live life and be excited, try new things, build businesses, like be creative, like streamline, simplify, and all of that. And then July to December, that's when I go into a little bit more of like a nurturing season. Okay, this is a time to really just, maybe I'm doing more reading. I'm spending a little bit more time inside. I'm bringing in more of those cozy layers. Maybe it's some family movie nights. We're doing a lot more baking, and it's just more of like that nurturing, cozy season, more of a gentle season, and not as like upbeat and gotta go. But I really like splitting it up that way. That works for me. 2 big chunks, and then within those seasons, you can really focus on getting things done. Like from January to June, man, you can knock out so much stuff. You can grow a healthy business. You can get your body ripped if you want. Like you can streamline your whole house. There's so much you can do if you just get your focus right on, life. And since I stopped celebrating Halloween a couple years ago, that takes care of like having that pressure of, I have to do all of this ridiculous stuff for Halloween. I know some of you guys like it. I don't waste time in any of it. I do a little bit of fall decorating, and then I move straight into Christmas so we can really lengthen and keep that season going for the last part of the year. And then we close out the year. I take Christmas down the day after Christmas, and then I start getting things ramped up for the new year, because I really like that pocket of time between Christmas and New Year to refocus and kind of pivot and think about, okay, what's this next year? My years are different year over year. It never looks the same. Every year is something new, something fresh, something different. And so this season, this spring season, this is such a perfect time to cleanse and get going and just be alive and full of vibrancy and everything.